morning, everybody. Today is Wednesday, April 29th, 2020. Tomorrow will be our last day of April. That will be April 30th. And then think if you remember the next month, it rhymes with they and ray and starts with So you think about that and we'll talk about it tomorrow. I'm going to reread Corduroy. Today we're going to think about what happened at the beginning and in the middle and then at the end of the story. Corduroy. It is written and illustrated by Freeman. Corduroy is a bear who once lived in the toy department of a very big store. Day after day, he waited with all the other animals and dolls for somebody to come in and take him home. The store was always filled with shoppers buying all sorts of things, but no one ever seemed to want a little bear with green overalls. Then one morning, a girl stopped and looked straight into Corduroy's eyes. "Oh, Mommy," she said, "look, there's the very bear I've always wanted." "Not today, dear," her mother sighed. "I've spent too much already. Besides, he doesn't look new. He's lost the button on his shoulder strap." Corduroy watched them sadly as they walked away. "I didn't know I'd lost a button," he said to himself. "Tonight I'll go see if I can find it." Late that evening, when all the shoppers had gone and the doors were shut and locked, Corduroy climbed carefully down from his shelf and began searching everywhere on the floor for his lost button. Suddenly, he felt the floor moving under him. Quite by accident, he had stepped onto an escalator and up he went. Could this be a mountain? He wondered. I think I've always wanted to climb a mountain. He stepped off the escalator as it reached the next floor, and there before his eyes was a most amazing sight. Tables and chairs and lamps and sofas and rows of beds. This must be a palace, Corduroy gasped. I guess I've always wanted to live in a palace. He wandered around admiring the furniture. This must be a bed, he said. I've always wanted to sleep in a bed. And he crawled up onto a large, thick mattress. All at once, he saw something small and round. "Why, here's my button," he cried. And he tried to pick it up, but like all the other buttons on the mattress, it was tied down tight. He yanked and pulled with both paws until, pop, off came the button, and off the mattress Corduroy toppled, bang, into a tall floor lamp, and over it fell with a crash. Corduroy didn't know it, but there was someone else awake in the store. The night watchman was going his rounds on the floor above, and when he heard the crash, he came dashing down the escalator. "Now, who in the world did that?" he exclaimed. "Somebody must be hiding around here." He flashed his light under and over sofas and beds till he came to the biggest bed of all, and there he saw two fuzzy brown ears sticking up from under the cover. "Hello," he said. "How did you get upstairs?" The watchman tucked Corduroy under his arm and carried him down the escalator and set him on the shelf in the toy department with all of the other animals and dolls. Corduroy was just waking up when the first customers came into the store in the morning, and there, looking at him with a wide, warm smile, was that same little girl he'd seen only the day before. "I'm Lisa," she said, "and you're going to be my very own bear. Last night I counted what I've saved in my piggy bank, and my mother said I could bring you home." "Shall I put him in a box for you?" the saleslady asked. "Oh, no, thank you," Lisa answered, and she carried Corduroy home in her arms. She ran all the way up 4 flights of stairs into her family's apartment and straight into her own room. Corduroy blinked. There was a chair and a chest of drawers, and alongside a girl-sized bed stood a little bed just the right size for him. The room was small, nothing like that enormous palace in the department store. "This must be a home," Corduroy said. "I know I've always wanted a home." Lisa sat down with Corduroy on her lap and began to sew a button on his overalls. "I like you the way you are, but you'll be more comfortable with your shoulder strap fastened." "You must be a friend," said Corduroy. "I've always wanted a friend." "Me too," said Lisa. She gave him a big hug. Okay, now let's think about what happened first in the story. That's the beginning. What happened first? What happened at the beginning of the story? We can look at the story and see. No, that was in the middle. At the very beginning of the story, Lisa came in and met Corduroy. That happened first at the beginning of the story. And then what happened in the middle? That was the part we just took a peek at, with the night watchman and Corduroy trying to find his button. That's what happened in the middle. So first, Corduroy met Lisa at the beginning. Then Corduroy went to try to find his button in the middle of the story. And last, the ending of the story. This story had a nice happy ending, all smiles. Lisa brought Corduroy home, hugged him, and they became friends. Just like with numbers, stories have sequences or orders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's not going to go 8, 10. It always goes 8, 9, and 10. Letters get all mixed up to make words, but numbers, just like stories, follow a sequence. Stories also have some cool things. This is a story map. We've done this in class before. Who? We have characters. Those are who's in the story. Our two main characters were our Lisa and our Corduroy. Where? Stories usually take place in different locations, sometimes 1, 2, or 3. In this story, it was in the department store. And then at the very end, it was in Lisa's home. That's the where part. And then stories have a what. What happened? Was there a problem? Yeah, the problem was Corduroy wanted a home and Lisa wanted a bear. That was the problem. And then most stories have a solution. How was the problem solved? Do you remember how it was solved? Lisa had saved up some money in her piggy bank and she brought Corduroy home. So it's really cool to think about stories that way. They do follow an order, a sequence, just like our numbers, but not letters. Those get all mixed around to spell different words. Now, here's a fun idea for you. Do you remember that Lisa made Corduroy a little itty-bitty bed? Well, I have a little itty-bitty stuffed animal here. It's a monkey. And I have this cool thing, and I thought it might be fun to try to make my monkey a little itty-bitty bed. So I found this paper. I thought I might rip it and make a little like mattress for it. And then I'll look around and I'll see, oh, I bet the monkey would really love some cotton for a pillow. And then maybe I can find something yellow and I could make the monkey a snack. What's a yellow fruit that a monkey might like? It's a banana. All right, I've got a lot to do, so I hope that you can go find a stuffed animal and find a little place for your stuffed animal and make it a home just like Corduroy. Bye.